In 2023, Casio have released some absolutely awesome watches. However, they have also given us a few stinkers. Ooh, let's get into it. Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. We all know that the festive season is not far away, and right now you might be being asked by your wives or your husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends, what would you like in your stocking this year? And rather than letting them go and choose and decide for themselves, which can only lead in disaster, I've had first-hand experience of being given gifts where I've thought, what the f*** is going on here? For example, a tin of silly putty, a battery charging kit for a camera I don't own, a bottle of wine, I don't drink wine, and a box of screws. I haven't done DIY since 2011. Anyway, this show is dedicated for me giving you 5 great Casios you should have on your Christmas list for 2023. All these watches I've reviewed this year and wholeheartedly recommend. I'm also going to give you 5 Casios to steer clear of, just my opinion. Plus, I might throw in the wife's opinions of these watches, if you're lucky. Are you Casio ready? Let's Cassie go! Right, so at the start of the year I reviewed this watch, and I know I go on and on and on about it, but it is honestly my favourite budget beater you can buy still on the market. I say still, this watch is pretty much being discontinued. You can't buy it on the Casio website anymore, and I am talking about the W86, the sportier, upgraded module version of that F91W. This watch has a beefier case, definitely more durable to tough bashes. The resin band is great and sporty, but the big benefit of the watch is the backlight. Casio are phasing electroluminescent screens out. They cost too much apparently. If you are in the UK, on the Argos website, it's going for $16.99 still. Snap this watch up before it's too late. You'll thank me later. Right, one to not get, in my opinion. Now, when rumours about the re-release of the AE200 twin graph came out,
I was literally on the edge of my seat.
because this is one of the watches us Casio nerds have been wanting re-released for some time. So first props to Casio for re-releasing it, but they made this watch in the cheapest way possible. First of all, when you look at the LCD screen straight on, how you should look at a watch, the screen is faded. None of my other beta watches do that, not my F91W. To have a screen that's only legible if you are at an angle is a bit crap. Also, to not have any text on the screen like your typical retro Casios is also crap. And to top it all off, the band that they chose is the blandest, most cheapest rubber band they could possibly have made. At the time of release, these were around £40 to £50. You can get them for around £30 now. And I know a lot of you will want to buy one for nostalgia. This one was a poor one. Here it is, the wife's thoughts on the W86. No, this looks like a kid's toy. Looks like something you could pull out with a claw arcade machine, and would be the only time I'd want to give it back. It's lovely, isn't it? And now the LF20W. Yeah, I don't mind this. There's a lot of screens to look at, but it looks quite cool. So, a difference of opinion already from the wife. And as we all know, your wife always knows best. No, she doesn't. Okay, next great watch I really think you should add to your collection is the A100. A stainless steel, yes, I said stainless steel Casio that has pushed up the ranks in my favourites of all time. This watch first came out in 1978. Back then it was a resin watch with an outer thin sheet of stainless steel on top. This is a stainless steel bad boy. We've got stainless steel pushers. This is an actual bracelet as well, a proper one. Yes, it has rolled links, but it is so comfortable. This is a premium Casio. Yes, it's around £100, but it's over 3 times less expensive than the Tissot PRX digital watch. Ugh. From the heft of it to the wearability of it, I think it's absolutely fabulous. And it's one of those watches where once again Casio have made a modern, futuristic, retro watch. If you've only bought resin Casios in the past, it's time to step up to stainless steel this year. Okay, a poor one. But it's only poor because of what Casio did with the A100. I knew that they were going to release new CA53Ws with chrome looking cases. Anytime they want to make references of my favourite Casio watch,
I say go for it.
but why couldn't they give this a metal case? It deserves a stainless steel case. Comparing the CA500 to the 53W, you can see that Casio had simplified this case, and it just feels like Casio cheapened out on this one. Anyway, the wife's views on the A100. Yes, I like this one. It looks retro and modern. It's metal. That's weird for a Casio, isn't it? And now the CA500. Hate it. A proper kids watch. Take it away. Okay, more in line with the husband's views. Less of the kids watch though, eh?
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
Okay, so this year I discovered that the best G-Shock square was no longer the GM5610U. And let me tell you, if you buy this G-Shock square, you will not go back. And I am talking about the GW5000U, which was first only released in Japan. This watch is a G-Shock square at its finest. The resin is far more supple and premium feeling and takes the GWM5610U, gives it an elbow. This G-Shock is far heavier as well. It has a proper premium weight to it. Now with all these premium upgrades, it does come with a premium price. So if you're looking for a G-Shock square and you want the best of the best, it's the 5000U you gotta go for. Okay, are you ready for this? To mark the 40th anniversary of G-Shock, they came out with some rather suspect references. And let me show you the GM5640. Oh God, looks like a charred packet of Haribo, doesn't it?
What the heck were they thinking?
It's like when a town council has spent millions on a beautiful city hall or library, only to find that the next day,
Some little douchebag tyke has graffitied all over the wall.
now as negative screens go, it was pretty legible, and I quite liked the rubber strap and the fact it was stainless steel as well. I'm really trying to big it up, but it's a whole load of mess. It honestly looks like a stag beetle that's fallen into 47 pots of paint. It's a no from me. And I'd love to know how many people around here have bought this. You mugs! So first, the good one from the wife, the 5000U. This is boring. Haven't you showed me this before? Get it away. And now the bad one. Yeah, I like this. This is a watch for someone that knows their fashion. This is modern and cool. Cool! Cool, she says. Cool. Flipping cool. Now, even though this watch does not have a module like the 5000U I mentioned just now, this has become my favourite G-Shock square, and it was to mark the 40th anniversary of the very first one that was released back in 1983. And I am talking about the DW5040. I mean, how cool is this? The most photogenic G-Shock square you can get. This watch doesn't have solar power. It doesn't have multi-band 6. The battery will last around 7 years, but I don't care. I have worn it 10 times more than the 5000U just because it looks pretty. The gold buttons on the side, that amazing goldy screen. Again, this G-Shock has that premium weight and has the screw down crown like the 5000U. If you can buy one of these still, please go and buy it. And yes, this is where your heart rules your head, because for the same amount of money as the 5040, you can buy the 5000U. But out of all of my G-Shocks, this is the watch I've worn the most. Okay, this is the massive memory in pixel elephant in the room. All G-Shock collectors have been crying out for the last 2 years is a G-Shock square with a MIP display. Well, this year we got a G-Shock square with a MIP display, but also came with a big bulky paw print sensor on the case back to measure your heart. And we are talking about probably the most disappointing Casio of the year, the H5600. This watch comes at a very premium price and is marketed marketed as a smartwatch for the sportsman and woman. So it can read messages, look at emails, step counter, monitors your heart, your breathing, your oxygen levels. Basically a lot of things that G-Shock collectors just don't want. Who is this actually marketed towards? If it's marketed towards the youngsters, well, they've got their Apple Watches and their Fitbits. So it leaves us old watch collectors who are just happy that their heart is beating, let alone trying to monitor it. It is the most uncomfortable G-Shock I have worn, honestly. This is a watch you need to charge and plug in the wall. Just very disappointing. Oh, and the shroud comes off of the case. It's not screwed in like original G-Shocks. It's left me feeling a bit down, really. Someone needs to perk me up. Through the hoop and win. Yeah! I feel much better. Okay, the wife's thoughts on the 5040. Love that watch. This is all right, I guess. It looks a bit like Mario. Why are there bricks on the screen? It's all right. And now the H5600. This is well clear, isn't it? Well, she's in with the kids, you know. It's not bad. Mixed feelings there, but wait until you try that H5600 on, my wife. It's not nice. Okay, final two. How can I not talk about this watch when I gave a review of it this year, calling it the best value for money Casio ever? And it is the AE1200. Awesome looking watch. 10 years battery life, 100 meters water resistant, world time, alarm, stopwatch, countdown timer, a cool little digital clock in the top left, and a pointless but cool looking map in the top right. For anyone that has never tried a Casio before, this is the one to get because it will be the benchmark for the rest of the watches you get in the future. Buy this watch. In the affiliate link below. Right, this next one's a bit of a joke to me, okay? I've never bought a Casio where I've had to wait over 3 months before it arrived. And at the start of the year, the MTP 130PD-2A2VEF was probably the popular Casio you could buy. I say buy, you couldn't buy. All for one reason. It had a very trendy coloured dial. The Tiffany blue. Probably trademarked. So teal blue. It was only when I got the watch in did I discover that this was made with brass, not even stainless steel. Ugh. And for a watch that is so hyped, I was very disappointed that Casio wouldn't at least show the respect to us and making this stainless steel. But this watch was harder to get than some Rolexes. As we're coming into November, these watches seem more available and they do a decent job of riding that trend, surfing the wave of the trend. And my advice to you, if you want this watch, make sure you're paying retail. It is not worth over. It's just a simple bargain basement beater. Will that colour be trendy in 2024? I bloomin' hope not. And finally, my wife's thoughts on these last two watches. The AE1200, value for money. Don't like it. It's got more windows than a house. Looks like a kid's watch. Get it away. And now the MTP, Tiffany blue. This is horrible. Very cheap looking, very tacky. You haven't bought this, have you? Okay, so double negative there from the wife, but you know, that's how it goes. So there you go, 5 yeses and 5 nos for your Christmas stocking this year. Please, in the comments below, give us some more recommendations to add to Santa's list. Remember, if you'd like more of the Mad Watch Collector Show, please click join. If you like a bit of merch, and who doesn't like a mug, click there or just look down there. But if I got you for a few more minutes, check this one out. And judging by the fact that this is a Casio show, I can almost guarantee this is a Casio show. Go on, click it, click it, click it.